A weapon with the power to destroy an entire city is now traversing your city, being transported on the same roads you use to commute to work every day. Nuclear weapons are stored in some of the most secure facilities on the planet, ensuring that without proper authorization, no one can even come within a 3-mile radius of them. However, at times, nuclear weapons need to be transported from one facility to another, meaning a weapon with the power to destroy a city is traveling across the country on roads we all use daily. But how? The United States possesses 5,244 nuclear weapons and various means to deploy them. Some can be launched from the ground, others from submarines. Some can be dropped from planes, and others are just gathering dust. Well, it turns out that moving a warhead from one part of the United States to another is quite complicated. It's an incredible security challenge, so much so that the U.S. government has created an entire agency solely responsible for this task. What we see here is a convoy from the Office of Secure Transportation, OST. The creation of the OST dates back to the 1970s, a period when nuclear security became a significant concern due to the Cold War and nuclear proliferation. Before the establishment of the OST, the transportation of nuclear weapons was handled by different agencies and organizations, raising concerns about the security and efficiency of the process. To enhance the safety and coordination of these operations, the U.S. Congress passed the Nuclear Materials Transportation Act in 1975. This legislation led to the formation of the OST as a specific entity within the U.S. Department of Energy. Here is a map of the interstate highways that the Department of Energy uses to transport its warheads. But it's not as simple as it seems, because bringing a nuclear bomb onto a public interstate requires a carefully coordinated operation. Returning to the convoy, the exact configuration always depends on the chosen route and the sensitivity of the transported nuclear material. Typically, the convoy is accompanied in the front and rear by local police cars, especially in cities. This provides protection and ensures that the vehicles can pass through more densely populated areas without ever stopping. The real convoy starts behind the police and consists of several closely guarded armored vehicles and a truck. But this isn't an ordinary truck. It's a security transporter, a meticulously designed vehicle for nuclear bombs transportation. The entire truck is bulletproof, with 12-inch steel doors. The truck's chassis is built with sturdy metal, rendering most conventional break-in tools ineffective. No cutting or sawing method can breach the hull, and no accident can be violent enough to damage the structure and spill potentially hazardous contents onto the road. The hull's flame resistance also makes fire ineffective. It can withstand being in the middle of a fuel fire for up to 60 minutes without the cargo suffering any damage. The driver enjoys security as the windshield and windows are bulletproof, and the doors can only be opened from the inside. Despite its considerable weight of 25 tons, initially perceived as a possible disadvantage for evasive maneuvers, the security concept devised by OST for this transport strategically leverages this weight. The excessive weight keeps the vehicle firmly on the road, demanding an exceptional force to be moved. In emergency situations, explosives connected to the truck's axle bar can be triggered, resulting in the destruction of the axle and the total immobilization of the vehicle. Any attempt to tow the trailer would result in dragging a bulky piece of metal down the road, not only making it laborious but also providing enough time for a rapid response force to act and thwart potential threats. Protecting the core of the convoy are several armored vehicles called Bearcats. Throughout the entire vehicle, there are various firing windows through which agents can shoot without needing to exit the vehicle. The federal agents inside are equipped with pistols, shotguns, and assault rifles, providing enough firepower to neutralize any potential threat. In some cases, a powerful armored machine gun is mounted on top of a Bearcat, providing even more firepower. But all of this is only in the event of a dangerous situation arising, in which the nuclear cargo needs to be defended using weapons. During a routine journey, the agents operating these vehicles focus on taking precautions to avoid eventualities, as these vehicles serve as mobile communication centers. The vehicles are equipped with audio devices that enable 3 distinct levels of communication. At level 1, the cars can communicate with each other, allowing agile coordination in case of unforeseen incidents. In the second level of communication, agents regularly check with other supporting forces in the area. According to safety standards, it is required that at least 7 armed vehicles constantly accompany a nuclear convoy. However, only 5 are visible in this situation. This is because the other 2 vehicles are strategically positioned in remote locations for monitoring, for example, a few kilometers ahead, to maintain constant surveillance. The commander, who is in one of the cars accompanying the nuclear transporter, contacts these remote agents every 30 minutes to receive updates on potential threats along the route. This separation also ensures that communication systems cannot be disabled all at once. If something happens to the 5 vehicles within the convoy, the other 2 can still call for help via radio. Additionally, there is a third level of communication, as the agents are in constant contact with the Transport and Emergency Control Center located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The coordination of all nuclear transports in the United States takes place from this center. The center's team monitors all vehicles within the national territory carrying high-risk cargoes. In the event of a potential attack, they have the ability to request reinforcement from local law enforcement. In exceptional situations where the control center instructs conventional police forces to assist in nuclear transport, there is an established protocol to guide their actions. The center issues a series of passwords, transmitted to the convoy crew and, through the dispatcher, to the arriving local police forces. When the police arrive, both parties declare their password and countersign, ensuring that hostile individuals cannot impersonate officers to access the nuclear cargo. This is just one of the many protocols that precisely outline how agents should act in different scenarios, resulting in a robust system of security protocols that complement military presence and firepower. The access to the cargo compartment through the carrier's doors is unfeasible, except in high-security areas where the United States Armed Forces hold electronic keys to unlock the doors. However, if someone breaches the cargo compartment of the transporter, an automated system can release a dense foam, significantly impeding the intruder's movement. In case the foam proves insufficient, a powerful electric shock can be sent into the compartment to neutralize any remaining attackers. All these security measures serve to make it practically impossible for nuclear weapons, the most destructive weapons ever created by humans, to fall into the wrong hands. Not to mention that the entire convoy is monitored by 2 U.S. military helicopters patrolling the sky, providing a privileged view of the mission. The National Nuclear Security Administration has never lost a single weapon en route to the base throughout its history, and given the high security measures each one receives, it's easy to understand why. Now that you know how these dangerous weapons are transported, you might be wondering, why exactly are we moving nuclear warheads? It's not like we're using them frequently, although every day that seems to be getting closer to happening. The United States Department of Energy conducts constant movements of nuclear warheads, mainly due to the need to preserve their effectiveness. The plutonium core present in each warhead has a limited lifespan, beyond which it cannot guarantee a reliable detonation. The challenge lies in the fact that the exact expiration date of this validity is unknown. To avoid any potential risk of triggering a global conflict, the Department of Energy has adopted a proactive approach, initiating a process of recycling and replacing the plutonium in each warhead. This process involves transferring the warheads from their silos to specialized facilities where they undergo disassembly, reassembly, maintenance, or testing, ensuring the continuous safety and effectiveness of these nuclear components.